We on the last leg of this relationship series. I am your host, the LOCKSMIF, because knowledge is the key. Ruth and Boaz, prototypes of Jesus, not your baby daddy, not Mr. Right, not your next ex-husband. And this is Study the Bible, not the sermon. Relationship series. This should be like part 5 or something like that, part 4. You know, so many of them, who knows? And in this episode, we want to talk about the hidden gem in the story of Ruth and Boaz. The factor, the one variable that everybody overlooks. And probably the most important factor as far as Ruth is concerned anyway. And that factor, that variable, that person is Naomi. See, most people don't realize that Boaz is there holding it down in the land of Israel, you know what I'm saying, through the drought. He was working through the drought. Ruth, on the other hand, straight out of Moab. Ruth don't get to meet Boaz without Naomi. Turn up! Now, Boaz was positioned because of righteousness. Ruth, however, was positioned because of Naomi. So, I know you probably don't believe me already. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Got my Bible, got my illustrious reader, and I got you. I appreciate you being here too. So, without further ado, let's do Ruth chapter 1, and let's do verse 3, bro. Read that.
And Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died.
Okay.
And she was left, and her 2 sons.
Now, make sure you read this whole chapter. You need to read the whole book of Ruth going through this series. You really should have been reading the whole book. It's only 4 chapters, right? But the first 3 verses, they talk about the drought being in the land, and a man from Bethlehem, Judah, he left with his wife and his 2 sons to the land of Moab so that they could survive, right? And that's when we picked it up. Elimelech was his name, Naomi was his wife, and he had 2 sons. Read.
And they took them wives of the women of Moab.
Nah.
The name of the one was Orpah.
Orpah, not to be confused with Oprah. You know, Oprah said that her people got confused with this and spelled it wrong. That's why her name is Oprah. I thought that was funny. Read.
And the name of the other, Ruth. And they dwelt there about 10 years.
Yes.
And Mahlon and Chilion died also, both of them. And the woman was left of her 2 sons and a husband.
Yeah.
Then she arose with her daughters-in-law, that she might return from the country of Moab.
Why?
For she had heard in the country of Moab how that the Lord had visited his people in giving them bread.
Alright, so the Lord had visited his people and given them bread, right? Naomi, she jump up and she thinking about returning to her land. Let's skip down to verse 8 and read that, bruh.
And Naomi said unto her 2 daughters-in-law,
What's she say?
Go, return each to her mother's house.
Yes.
The Lord deal kindly with you, as ye have dealt with the dead, and with me.
Praise God.
The Lord grant you that ye may find rest, each of you, in the house of her husband.
Yes.
Then she kissed them, and they lifted up their voice and wept.
Woo! It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Read.
And they said unto her, Surely we will return with thee unto thy people.
Yeah.
And Naomi said, Turn again, my daughters, why will ye go with me? Are there yet any more sons in my womb, that they may be your husbands? Turn again, my daughters, go your way. For I am too old to have an husband. If I should say I have hope, if I should have an husband also tonight, and should also bear sons, would ye tarry for them till they were grown?
Absolutely not. That's so ridiculous, right? But she's trying to make a point. Read.
Would ye stay for them from having husbands? Nay, my daughters.
Nay.
For it grieveth me much for your sakes that the hand of the Lord is gone out against me.
Yeah.
And they lifted up their voice and wept again. And Orpah kissed her mother-in-law. But Ruth clave unto her.
So, first things first, Naomi got to be somebody that's upstanding individual, a stand-up lady. You know what I'm saying? Maybe righteous cause even, right? Because Naomi didn't try to send them off and say, yeah, I'm going to go help y'all. I'm going to go be matchmaker for y'all. Come on, get y'all. Nah. I don't have any husbands. There's nothing in here. So go do you, right? I'm not your matchmaker, right? So don't get this confused. We're not calling Naomi the matchmaker. She don't work for eHarmony, okay? She's not on Black People Meet. Read.
And she said,
What'd she say?
Behold, Thy sister-in-law is gone back unto her people and unto her gods.
Yeah.
Return thou after thy sister-in-law.
Yeah.
And Ruth said,
What'd she say?
Entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee.
Why?
For whither thou goest, I will go.
And
where thou lodgest, I will lodge.
And
thy people shall be my people.
And
thy God, my God.
Turn up, boy. Turn up, boy. Imagine what kind of person Naomi had to be for Ruth to make these statements. Now, you know, it's a lot of debate about why Ruth made this statement to her, like because Naomi was practicing righteousness and Ruth wanted to go along, or because Naomi had been teaching Ruth about the God of Israel. You know, I don't know. I think it was just because Ruth was just a stand-up lady. And I'm sure righteousness exuded from that, but like, I think she wanted to stay with her because she was a stand-up lady. But that's just what I think, right? Who cares what I think? So, matter of fact, read verse 17, bruh.
Where thou diest, will I die.
Yeah.
And there will I be buried.
Yes.
The Lord do so to me, and more also, if aught but death part thee and me.
And that's what I'm just saying, man. That's different than a guidance counselor. That's different than just somebody you go ask advice to. Imagine what kind of bond Ruth and Naomi had to have for Ruth to make the statement like, not only am I going to leave my land where all my kinfolks is and go with you, not only am I doing that, but the only thing that's going to separate us is death. And may the Lord do more than that to me if I separate from you before death. Now, I'm just saying, that's deep. And you think about how deep that statement is, and then think about the conclusion of Ruth. And ask yourself, could the story of Ruth be concluded the way it was if that statement hadn't been that deep? If she'd have just been like, nah, I really want to go with you because it's hot down in Jerusalem, you know what I mean? It'd be cold up here and stuff, so just let me ride out. All right, now catch this. Like, nah. Ruth had to open her mouth in order to end up with Naomi, right? You know how they say in the streets, closed mouth don't get fed, right? Now, the second thing here, and this is the important part, catch this. What if Naomi wasn't Naomi? Like, what if Naomi had been Delilah? What if Naomi had been Jezebel? And Ruth would have opened her mouth to her and be like, yeah, wherever you go, I'm going to go, and wherever you die, I'm going to die, and that's how it is, we together forever. Right? Because I would argue that a lot of the ladies trying to be Ruth running up on Naomi thinking it's Naomi and it's really Jezebel, or thinking it's Naomi and it's really Delilah. And then you end up with the dude and you play the role of Delilah because Delilah sent you over there, right? Or you hook up with the dude and you trying to rule over the dude because Jezebel sent you over there, right? So who is sending you, who you getting advice from, who is telling you the moves to make is important, Ruth. You call yourself trying to find Boaz. I'm just saying straight up and down, if Ruth would have had got advice from Jezebel, she probably would have went over there and ended up with one of Boaz's other friends. That's right. She probably would have ended up with Bozo instead of Boaz. You dig? Now, if you're trying to be Ruth, you gotta find you a Naomi, right? Remember, Ruth is a Moabitess. Husband is dead. That means the children of Israel owe her nothing. Remember, the sister-in-law didn't end up with Naomi, so you can't assume that Ruth would have if she would have returned to her father's house. Ruth goes to work in the field in chapter 2, but again, it's not like she's just a random church girl in the club. She's not there just standing out because she's looking high and low, far and wide but her Boaz. She's not sticking out like a sore thumb, like the only vegetarian at a sausage party. Right? The Bible gives us evidence. Ruth is plugged in. That's right. Ruth is plugged. That's why she gets to go and do what she do. Right? I know you don't believe me. Let's read the evidence. Flip over to Ruth chapter 2, bro, and let's pick this up at verse 4. Come on with it.
And behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem, and said unto the reapers, the Lord be with you. God be with you too, everybody in my audience. Read. And they answered him, what'd he say? The Lord bless thee. Then said Boaz unto his servant that was set over the reapers, Whose damsel is this?
Right, so Boaz come from Bethlehem, and he like, yeah, God be with y'all, what's really good, fam? And everybody like, yeah, hey, blessed be the name of the Lord. And he like, hey, whoa. Who's the bad chick out there? And the reaper's like, oh, yeah. Ha ha. That's, matter of fact, we ain't even read it yet. Read.
And the servant that was set over the reapers answered and said,
What they say?
It is the Moabitish damsel that came back with Naomi out of the country of Moab.
Right? Now, I seen some haters on another video ask about why they got to say that she the Moabitess. Why they got to point out her ethnicity and racial composition. Like, because this is the God of Israel. If you know anything about Moab, he got beef with. Right? And that's just what it is. So that's why they pointed it out, because it was necessary for Boaz to know that, because clearly he done laid the eye on her. Read.
And she said,
What she said?
I pray you, let me glean and gather after the reapers among the sheaves.
Yes.
So she came, and hath continued even from the morning until now, that she tarried a little in the house.
That's right. Right, so she just ran up on the servants, was like, hey, can I glean with y'all? And they was like, yeah, all right, cool. And now Boaz, even if he wasn't her near kinsman or her kinsman redeemer, try to understand. Even if he was just a random dude from Bethlehem, like, boy, I need a wife, let me find a wife. Try to understand that Ruth is not just a random stranger in his field. Dude that Boaz is talking to is not who I'm referring to when I say Ruth got people to vouch for her. Just like it is in the streets, right? You come around some stranger, nobody dealing with you unless you connected somehow, right? Everybody on the block don't gotta know you, but I should be able to go and walk around and ask somebody, and somebody should be able to read me your profile or point me to the person who can read me your profile, right? So the last thing that Ruth needed in order to be chosen by Boaz is, of course, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of how to win over Boaz, or how to get at the heart of a man of Judah, right? They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, not if the righteousness of God prevails. Because if the righteousness of God prevails, then the way to a man's heart is through righteousness. You see what I'm saying? Because that's all Boaz was concerned with. And matter of fact, we gonna see that. And what Ruth was told to do, Naomi was the only one that Ruth knew that could have told her, and not just tell her, but detail it out. Now remember, Boaz just heard who Ruth is and who she came back with. So guaranteed these things are swirling in his mind already, because he an upstanding gentleman, right? Now read verse 8, and based on what he's thinking now, because he understands all this kinsman redeemer stuff and the law and all that good stuff. So when he find out who she is, see what happened when he talked to her. Now read.
Then said Boaz unto Ruth,
What'd he say?
Hearest thou not, my daughter? Go not to glean in another field.
Yes.
Neither go from hence.
Don't even leave.
But abide here fast by my maidens.
Now again, why do you think he said that? You think he said that because she was a bad chick? Think he said that because her hair was draping down her back? You think he said that because her afro puffs was on point? Nah, man. He said that because she returned with Ruth, and Ruth is one of his kinsmen. Read.
Let thine eyes be on the field that they do reap.
Yeah.
And go thou after them.
Yeah.
Have I not charged the young men that they shall not touch thee?
Yeah, and I even charged the young men that they shouldn't touch thee. Again, not because I'm a cock blocker. The young men not gonna touch thee because I'm the one who got the right to this. Technically, you in my field, and I'm your kinsman redeemer. You came back with my relative, and your husband did. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. This is righteousness we talking about here, not lust. Read.
And when thou art athirst, go unto the vessels, and drink of that which the young men have drawn.
Absolutely, right? Then Ruth fell on her face, and she was overcome, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, you know, the Lord working. Let's finish this off with something that I think we read already. Flip over to Ruth chapter 3, and I just want to catch the details of what Naomi told Ruth to do, without which Ruth would probably still be gleaning the fields as a single widow, and Boaz probably had 2-3 wives. I'm just saying, right? Chapter 3 and verse 1, read it.
Then Naomi, her mother-in-law, said unto her,
What'd she say?
My daughter, shall I not seek rest for thee, that it may be well with thee?
Absolutely.
And now is not Boaz of our kindred,
Yes.
with whose maidens thou wast?
Yes.
Behold, he winnoweth barley tonight in the threshing floor. Wash thyself therefore,
Yeah.
and anoint thee, and put thy raiment upon thee.
Look at that. Naomi said, hey, look, I know you done just got done working. Dude is a close relative. You chose the right one. Make sure you throw on some good cocoa butter, shea butter. Make sure you throw on these new threads, these linen jams that I got. And then what? Read.
And get thee down to the floor.
Yes.
But make not thyself known unto the man until he shall have done eating and drinking.
Now, everybody should take notes of this, at least the women. You know how they say a way through a man's heart is through his belly, right? Hey, because you plugged in, though, you should wait till after he done eating and drinking and everything's good and his heart is merry. Read.
And it shall be when he lieth down, that thou shalt mark the place where he shall lie, and thou shalt go in, and uncover his feet, and lay thee down, and he will tell thee what thou shalt do.
Woo! Right? Go in, lay down, and then he gonna tell thee what to do. Now, when you just reading this from an American point of view, that don't even make sense. Sound like that she's sending her into that man's arms, and that man might tell her something sexually explicit to do. Like, matter of fact, hop on one foot. What if he say do that? She's supposed to do that? Of course. But the reason why Naomi sent her there, because Naomi's not Jezebel, Naomi is not Delilah. She sent her there because Naomi knows that Boaz also understands this kinsman redeemer thing, and that she's a relative, and that he has a responsibility. Because she knows that he knows that, can send Ruth in there and say, hey, whatever that man tell you to do, that what you do. Because it's a righteous man and he ain't going to tell you to do nothing that's unholy. And Ruth may or may not have known that. She's just taking advice from Naomi. Naomi the one knew that because she the Jew. She the one from Judah. So again, one more time on our way out of here. You want to be a Ruth, low key, you going to need a Naomi. And not no random Naomi neither. If your mama ain't got no wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, she ain't Naomi. Right? You're going to need an auntie. You're going to need an old lady. You're going to need a somebody. Right? You're going to need a Naomi. That's if you're trying to be Ruth. Study the Bible, not the sermon. I am the locksmith. And here we rise above excellence on the relationship series. I hope somebody got something out of this. I hope somebody is able to build something strong with another person of the opposite sex based on the words that the Lord has given me to spit out to you. Study the Bible, not the sermon. I am the locksmith, the originator of that mind state. And they call me that because knowledge is the key. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I don't know what we're going to do about these relationships, y'all. Pray to the Lord. I pray Godspeed to everybody trying to be in a relationship, everybody that's in a relationship, everybody that's thinking about breaking a relationship. In Jesus' name, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. 1.